What's going on, guys? Today we are ranking all 32 and 92 overall cards that can be upgraded to 99. Of course, every single team got one of these cards. I'm going to do this for each part of the promo if they drop 32 cards for each part of the promo. And we're going to have to see, obviously what happens here. I would imagine that they will, but we're not 100% sure on that. I would imagine that they will. That's what I would imagine. So, of course, before we get started, if you are part of the 67% of people who watch the videos and are not subscribed, I'll change that right now. Head down there, hit the subscribe button, turn those notifications. We are still posting daily Madden 24 content, gameplays, tier list, best cards to buy. That video is going to be coming out tomorrow. Of course, I rate your teams as well. I rate your teams tweet is live a day early because I have to pre-record videos for this weekend, so I'm going to be pretty busy, moving and things like that. So make sure you head over to that tweet, send a picture of your team because it is, again, a day early. It's been out. I posted Thursday. You're watching this on Friday, most likely. But let's talk about these cards. Of course, different positions are more favorable in this promo, but obviously it does still kind of come down to builds and things like that. And even when it comes to ranking, cards in the same promo, especially because they're all 99s, you are splitting hairs a little bit. Like, is Christian Wilkins really a D tier defensive tackle? No, but he's D tier in this promo, compared to these cards. So do keep that in mind as we go throughout this video. And offensive linemen, they do not get 0 AP secure protector, so that's why some of the O linemen are down there C tier, down there at C tier. Although the stats are good, 1 AP, secure. They might even be. You could argue even some of these guys even for D. I would listen to the argument. I definitely would, especially as we get more and more 0 AP secure protectors added into this game. But let's get started with Tua Tagovailoa. Okay, so when it comes to quarterbacks in this promo, you guys are going to see Tua 99 overall, gets really good stats, man. And if the lefty glitch wasn't a thing, I would say Tua is better than the other QB in this promo, which we'll talk about in a minute. But of course, the lefty glitch hurts this card a pretty good amount. But as far as Tua goes, right, these cards do get golden ticket X factors, which means they charge up and they're on for 66% of the game. And they get Omaha, okay? Not even the golden ticket quarterbacks get Omaha. So Omaha, to me, there is definitely value there with the speed. And Omaha, if you don't know what it is, you're able to see your opponents play for 66% of the game on defense, which is actually it's really, really good. So I'm hoping maybe if the Jets get somebody at QB, that'd be great for my team. Probably won't, but Omaha, for one, it has a lot of value, and the release is decent. Of course, these cards do get set feet, and Tua does not get tactician, so he does get hot route here, though. I mean, it gets a little dicey on what you would want to run, right, on these cards, because I guess you could do hot route for 3, but like maybe you go set feet here, and then it gets a little dicey in here. You know what I mean? Like, they're not perfect, but the Omaha makes these cards worth running. At least there's an argument for it. I would say Peyton Manning does get Omaha with a better ability stack. You know what I mean? So Peyton Manning's probably still better than these guys, but Peyton Manning is not moving the same way Tua Tagovailoa does. So Tua, I'm gonna put him down here at C tier, but let's talk about the other quarterback in this promo as well. And that is, of course, Baker Mayfield. So you are gonna want to keep an eye on, I guess, some of the other abilities here. Like you don't need to pay for Gunslinger, and Baker's release, Slinger 7 isn't like a bad release. He's not as mobile as Tua. So again, you're probably still gonna go Payton over this card with the Omaha, but Omaha, again, there is value in that. So like gift wrapped, set feet, Gunslinger, or you just go set feet, Gunslinger, you're at 1 AP. If you want to go hot route master for 3, and then I guess that's not a bad setup. Set feet, Gunslinger, hot route, so you still have all your hot routes out there. We're only at 4 AP right now, and then you have 5 AP if you go with the gift wrapped, and then Omaha puts you at 6, or you don't go gift wrapped if you don't feel like you need it, and just run the 5 AP setup. But 6 AP setup on this card, not the end of the world. And again, you can technically get these guys for free, or you can pay for them by buying the cards and quick selling them. It really is up to you. But I do think Baker is better than Tua, so I'd probably would put Baker as a low B tier option because he is a right-handed QB, and they don't really have that problem with rolling out and things like that. And it's not like Baker's speed is bad, just Baker isn't at the level of a ball carrier that Tua is. But as far as rolling out and things like that go, it's pretty good. And obviously, you could, if you don't want to go Omaha, you can always go run and gun on him too and run that 5 AP setup. So there are definitely setups you can run. Are they Lamar Jackson, Chad Powers, Johnny Manziel, Andrew Luck-like setups? No, but they're still actually very good. There still are good options here for the QBs in this, for these cards and how they structured it, which I think they did a very good job of. And I'm very glad that they gave him the X Factor flexibility. I think it's actually very good, especially now that we're seeing the X Factors turn into abilities. I think it's, it doesn't make these normal X Factor guys like as overpowered, but still, that being on for 66% of the game is really good. And Peyton Manning's AKA, it does not stay on for 66% of the game. It's much less than that. So you are kind of trading the better abilities in the pocket for the percentage of you being able to see your opponent's plays on, I guess when you're on offense, they're on defense, if that makes sense. So those are the QBs. They're solid. They're solid if you're willing to spend a little bit extra AP on them. And next up, we have Cameron Hayward, and he's already going to be on here. We have him at high C tier, and you guys see it right here. The selfless and momentum shift are two abilities that cannot get that golden ticket like charge, whereas on guys like Tua, if we go back, I'm gonna go back this way actually a little bit faster. I'll go back to a guy like Tua, for example. There is no limit to his X factors, and that's why Omaha is gonna be 1 AP. So the Omaha does get the charge. Cameron Hayward, though, good stats across the board, can pass rush pretty well. I think to cover up, like, his traits are the only problem. Making this card like super broken or play really good, you would have to go Unstoppable Force, as it does cover up some of the traits. Being able to get those sheds one-on-one is a huge deal. So Unstoppable Force is really good, and then you can even make him really good against the run with like inside stuff, no outsiders, or give him that under pressure with like edge threat elite. If you're playing him at defensive tackle, though, I probably would go edge threat elite with inside stuff for 0. If you're willing to go with an X factor, if you have room on your team for the X factor, Unstoppable Force is definitely the play, as you know, momentum shift will not be given out for free, thankfully. But Cameron Hayward C tier, his physicals are really good, and again, it goes back to what I said earlier. You really have to split hairs when it comes to ranking cards in the same promo, because they're obviously all very good. But Cameron Hayward, one of the better interior linemen in the game, just based off his flexibility, that not even really golden tickets have this level of flexibility that these 92s turn upgraded to 99s get, which is pretty crazy to say. Next up, we have Donovan Wilson, and again, if in part 2 they give us 32 more of these guys, look out for the safeties, man, because the safeties are definitely a little bit, they're interesting, right? They definitely are, and again, you're not going to have the momentum shift, X factor work or selfless work, even on this card either. But Avalanche will work just fine, just like it does on anyone else. But I feel like with Avalanche, if you don't have the Enforcer Supreme with it, it doesn't play as well. Tackle Supreme's obviously pretty good too. People were afraid that the zone KOs weren't going to be as good. And no, they do not get deep zoned. But I feel like in a lot of schemes, your players normally drop to the same spots if you're running like the same formations and stuff. Obviously, deep zone's better than deep in and deep out, as it is combined the two. But still, if he's gonna play on the outside for you, deep out zone with mid zone's great. Or if he's gonna play safety for you and be in the inside, deep in zone with mid zone's great. You know what I mean? Like, there are good setups here on this card. Also, Tackle Supreme's good, and then Film Study's the big one on these cards. That's gonna make them super nice, because Film Study, if someone's spamming the same play, Film Study's gonna light up and throw them off, and it's another way to play defense by not even, before they even call height, because they see what they know what they're running, and it kind of throws people off. So Donovan Wilson, really nice. Only problem with this card is the speed. Really, people are going to be probably discouraged to go after him, because he is at 99 speed in May, you know what I mean? But still going to play fine, still going to play great. The difference between 97 speed and 99 speed in this game is very marginal. I'm sure you're going to notice it, but it's very marginal. So Donovan Wilson, I'm going to put him up here at A tier, a really, really nice card. And keep an eye out for them safeties, man, because if we get like a tall one, I mean, his build's good, 6 foot. If we get like a 6'3", like 98, 99 speed, they can end up being pretty good. So Donovan Wilson, definitely one of the higher end cards in this promo. And especially at a position like strong safety, where the good cards are pretty expensive. I mean, look Carmichael, for example, you know what I mean? So he's a good option here. And again, there is a way that you can get these cards upgraded for completely free. And next up, we have Jet legend Mike Williams. So with the receivers in this promo, there's Mike Williams, there's T. Higgins, Romeo Dubes. I mean, there is also, Jahad Dotson and Devonta Smith. But the four I like Mike Williams a lot, and T. Higgins because of their builds. But Mike Williams, the one thing he's missing is the route tech. That's all he's missing, because of course the X factors, yak him up is the king one there, or even max security to avoid the KOs, things like that. It depends on what you like to do with your team. But Mike Williams, good abilities, decent abilities still, even without the route tech, because he doesn't get evasive in this last slot, but Jukebox will do the same thing, because you're not spinning in this year's game. You're just not. It's not practical. It doesn't make any sense. So for me, I would like Jukebox. I like Slot-O-Matic. If you need, and also no wide receiver apprentice here either, which I guess could hurt the card, but you just play him, choose outside or slot if you need that. But for me, my team, I would go slot with Jukebox and then yak him up on Mike Williams. So Mike Williams, T. Higgins, I did actually move T. Higgins up a little bit because I think I was overvaluing the lack of a route tech. I think that's pretty much why they were down here at B tier. So I was overvaluing route tech. But let's talk about the other two receivers in here, and that's going to be DJ Moore and the Romeo Doubs. So I like both these cards a lot. Romeo is 6'2", which is still a very good build. And then 6 foot DJ Moore. This card right here played crazy for me, so that's also kind of factoring in the back of my head just how good this card was when he came out. But DJ Moore, Romeo Doubs are also really, really good. So I'm gonna put those two guys. I think Doubs or Dobbs, whatever. Correct me in the comment. It doesn't matter. And then we got where's DJ Moore? DJ Moore and Romeo Doubs. I think it's Dobbs. Dobbs. Okay. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of comments about that. I pick and choose how I want to pronounce his name on the given day. But I'm gonna put him up there at S tier. Okay. The receivers in this promo are again good because of that yak 'em up. If you feel like you don't need the route tech, you don't care about route tech, then Mike Williams might be the guy for you. And again, I'll show you. So DJ Moore, right? DJ Moore is someone that gets wide receiver. He gets route technician based off archetypes and thresholds and things like that. And that's why, T. Higgins and Mike Williams don't get these two abilities. So if you value these two a lot, then your trios might look a little bit more like this. But I think the fact that these two guys get those abilities, they have to be a little bit higher, where Mike Williams and T. Higgins just cannot get them right at the end of the day. So all the receivers in this promo, you see it's pretty top heavy. And John Dotson, I might move him up. I'll move him up one there because he's only 5'11", but still does. I'll just show the card real quick. I'll show them real quick for you guys. But the receivers in this promo are really, really nice. So let's go Dotson, Jahan Dotson, 5'11". Here's him fully upgraded. Only 97 speed though. Actually, I remember now why he was kind of a little bit lower. I do remember now. And he does get slot-o-matic, so jukebox slot-o-matic. Yeah, I might move him back down. I think he goes back down. Actually, I'm gonna leave him there. Okay, those are the wide receivers though. Let's get on to middle linebacker. So for the linebackers in this promo, there are a couple of them. You see Drew Tranquil, Blake Cashman, but my favorite of all of them is Kenneth Murray Jr. 98 speed, 99 acceleration, moves pretty well with like the agility and the COD and all that stuff. Good against the run, decent against the run. Impact block could be a little bit higher, but over 90 zone, almost over 90 man coverage. If we head down here, the abilities on this card and all the middle linebackers, like film study is a big deal. I think everyone should try to get one of these cards and run the free film study, like find a way to put that on your team. I'll talk about what I've done on my team personally. I'll show you, but yeah, film study and then even like inside stuff, but like probably film study and lurk artist. I might even actually go film study mid zone. I would probably go film study mid zone or flat zone, depending on what you want to do. And then I would probably just pay for the lurk artist for one. Like that setup for 1 AP is fine with me. And if you want to go the next back, you can. So Kenneth Murray, again, middle linebackers have really good flexibility. And the fact that lurk artist is such a good ability, and even when it's not discounted, it's still so cheap. There's a lot of value in that. So yeah, Kenneth Murray, I'm gonna put him up here at S tier. Love his build. He's gonna play great for you. And of course, that film study is a big deal. You're gonna have the good animations. You're able to get mid zone, all that good stuff. So Kenneth Murray, without question, is a top option at middle linebacker. So now let's talk cornerbacks. Rasul Douglas is always a fan favorite. He's actually is good in real life too. He kind of gone through ups and downs in his career, but 6'2", 209, right? As far as against the run, is he amazing? No. But I'm actually playing this card at safety. As at corner, I liked a lot of my guys. I think I am actually running universal on him right now to help out with the mid zones and things like that. But if I'm playing him at safety, I know my safeties, they always rotate up into the middle, so I go deep in zone on him. But of course, the film study is the big one. So you go film study with deep in zone. And again, if you want deep out zone on him and film study at the same time, you cannot do that. But for me, I play him at safety, so I have deep in zone, film study with universal coverage, and I have room because everyone's so cheap in my defense for AP. I also went with persistent, so it keeps the universal on for longer. The only thing I wish this card got was reinforcement, as at safety, that would be ideal. But still, the corners in this promo, not only Rasul, but also if we look at JC Horn, who had his first upgrade since his headliner this year, he's 6'1", 99 speed. Tackling stats, a little less consistent, but has the higher hit power. And then for the abilities, quite similar here. Quite similar. You guys see it right there. So it's up to you. But and also another big one that I should mention is one step ahead for zero, as really no one in the game gets it for zero besides those two corners. And we got to see what happens going forward here in this promo. If we get a cornerback with really high tackling, he might be able to get secure or tackle supreme or something like that. So as far as our two corners go, both JC Horn and Rasul, they're both up here at S tier, man. And again, they're pretty interchangeable because do you believe in the 1-inch height difference for the 1-inch speed? It's up to you what you believe in. For me, I don't think 98 speed, 99 speed is that big of a difference. I would rather have that extra inch. Pause. But the corners in this promo are very good, especially when they have the size to back it up because of the film study. And no deep zone KO, but still, if you know where your guys are rotating, know where they're playing, you can adjust. And they kind of gotta, the problem is they kind of have to drop into the middle because you can't go deep out zone and film study at the same time. And the main reason why this promo is so top heavy is because of the running backs. If you like this card, Breece Hall's golden ticket, these cards are essentially at Breece Hall golden ticket levels, because, you know, look at this guy, Joe Mixon. Even the bait's better than Breece. He's got better size, so he's gonna have the better juke move. Look at the stats here. I mean, not 99 speed, all that stuff, but pretty much golden ticket stats. Spin move does not matter whatsoever, but yeah, these guys do get the golden ticket X factor, so you can go freight train, angry runs, and you have all the zero AP ability, so you can go with the evasive joystick setup that Breece gets. And they actually have more flexibility as well. So Mixon, Chubb is a little heavier than Mixon, but Chubb is only 5'11". So we'll take a look at Nick Chubb's card, 5'11", 227. Like the same thing, pretty much. Not as good as a pass catcher. I think Mixon is the best of all the running backs, personally. Chubb, I just don't think is S tier. I would probably put Chubb like somewhere in here. You know, I would put him somewhere in there. And then there's also Travis Etienne is also a pretty good one there. If we go Etienne there, Travis, is that how you spell his name? Is it? That's how you spell it right there. It's E-T. I said E-N. Yeah, E-T. Yeah, I butchered that. But Travis Etienne is also a pretty good one there. Only problem with Etienne is he's only 5'10", but is the best like route runner, pass catcher out of the backfield. But they all get like the same abilities. They all get that good Breece Hall setup. You know what I mean? So yeah, actually no, he does it. Etienne does not. But again, you're not spinning on this game. You're not spinning. Let's be honest. So you're gonna go jukebox, joystick, and the angry runs, or the freight train, whatever you want to do, and it's gonna feel the same as having evasive because again, you're not spinning on this game. So I would go Etienne below Chubb, but yeah, the running backs in this promo are really, really good, and I really hope that your team can get a running back in part 2. That'd be amazing. But here's the final rankings. Again, a pretty top heavy and I guess it's pretty even top heavy, bottom heavy. But the skill position guys have honestly eaten. And I hope we can get a good QB out of this. Like a QB that's like in S tier out of this promo, because I feel like that 66% of the time on Omaha is really, really good. So drop a comment down below. Who's too high? Who's too low? Let me know down in the comment section. And of course, as always, I will see you boys in the next one.